Dear friend, sometimes we always ask ourselves, are we good enough? Do you think we have lived a life we are proud of? Don't rush to answer, because the answer may surprise you. We all want to be the best version of ourselves, but what about the reality? Look back at what you have done today, this week, this year. Have you been honest with yourself? Are you patient, or have you given up halfway? Have you pushed back negative emotions to keep compassion and love in your heart? Or do you just chase after frivolous things, illusory things, while forgetting the core values of life? Don't just read, listen, and nod in agreement. I want you to take action. Think carefully about what you are doing with your life. If you dare to face the truth, comment and share the difficulties you are facing. Tell me, how are you struggling to become a better person? We're going to walk this path together, a path that only the brave and determined can make it to the end. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our next videos. You know you can be better. You know you can be more generous, you can be kinder, more trustworthy, all these things that we want to be. We know we should be, but that's Stoicism. The Stoics think that what you value will show up in your behavior. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 Stoic habits that will change your future, rule your life. Let's go over the first habit, the importance of honesty. Honesty, my friend, is not something you can choose or abandon on a whim. It is not a cloak that you can put on when you need to show yourself to be a good person and then take off when it is inconvenient. Honesty, for those who live it, is an inseparable part of character, a guiding light in all situations, whether difficult or favorable. Have you ever wondered why people value honesty so much? It is because honesty is not only telling the truth, but also sincerity in every word, action, and thought. It is not only how you treat others, but also how you face yourself. You can tell the world that you are honest, but if you do not believe it in your heart, then all your words are lies. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They knew that character is destiny, that what you do, the decisions you make every day, is what will shape your life. And of all the qualities that should be possessed, honesty is the top one. Because if you cannot be honest, you will never truly understand who you are. You will never achieve peace of mind. Just think, when you are dishonest, you are not only deceiving others, but also deceiving yourself. You can hide from someone, and you hide from yourself? Can you be proud of yourself, knowing that the success you have achieved is not based on sincerity, but just an elaborate drama? Stoicism requires honesty, not only with others, but also with yourself. That is why followers of this philosophy do not need to declare when they will be honest, because honesty for them is not an option, but an unchanging standard. They don't need to say, "Today I will be honest," because honesty is ingrained in their blood, a principle they adhere to in all circumstances. Being honest is not always easy. There are times when the truth can cost you an opportunity, can get you into trouble, or even isolate you. But you know, those who dare to be honest, no matter how many difficulties they face, are truly strong people. Because they do not let themselves get caught up in the spiral of lies, they maintain their self-respect and honor. They understand that only honesty can bring them peace of mind and respect from those around them. So, which path will you choose? The easy path of lies, of fake actions for immediate benefits? Or the path of honesty, although full of thorns but brings you pride in yourself? Remember, every time you choose to lie, you are losing a part of yourself. On the contrary, every time you choose honesty, you are building a strong, steadfast character, and that is what will lead you to a life you are proud of. Stop for a moment and think about your life. Do you dare to live honestly? You dare to face difficult truths, dare to say things that others may not want to hear, but you know are right? Remember, honesty is not just about what you say, but also about how you live, how you treat yourself and others. This life is very short. You will not have many opportunities to correct the mistakes you make. So why not live an honest life right now, so that each day that passes, you will not regret the things you have done. Let honesty be your guiding principle, and you will find that life will be much easier when you are true to yourself. Honesty is not just a choice. It is a prerequisite for you to become the person you want to be. 2. Patience and the importance of delayed gratification. Patience, a virtue that sounds simple, is one of the most difficult things to practice in life. Have you ever felt frustrated when you had to wait for something for too long? Have you ever lost patience when you could not achieve your goals immediately, when things seemed to happen too slowly than expected? Be honest with yourself. How many times have you let impatience get the better of you, causing you to give up before achieving what you wanted? The Stoics understood better than anyone that patience is not just about accepting delays, but also about how we deal with that waiting time. It is not simply about sitting there and waiting, but about using that time to prepare, to train ourselves, to be ready when the time comes. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, had to wait 20 years before he could become the Roman emperor. 20 years is not a short time, but he did not complain, did not rush. Instead, he used that time to prepare, to learn, to practice the necessary virtues of a leader. And then when the time came, he was ready, and not only became an emperor, but became one of the greatest emperors in Roman history. You may ask yourself, why am I waiting? Why can't I get what I want right now? But have you ever thought that there are precious things that take time to grow? Just like a sapling cannot become an old tree overnight, you cannot become the person you want to be in just a few days, weeks, or months. Imagine if Marcus Aurelius did not have that patience. He did not use the waiting time to train himself. Would he have become such a revered emperor? Patience not only helps you wait calmly, but also helps you maintain your reason, control your emotions, and act wisely. When you are impatient, when you demand immediate results, you will easily get caught up in a spiral of negative emotions such as disappointment, anger, and sometimes despair. You will start to doubt yourself, doubt your abilities, may give up before reaching your goals. But when you practice patience, when you understand that everything takes time, you become calmer, wiser, and more determined in pursuing what you want. Delayed gratification is an integral part of achieving lasting success. In the modern world, where everything seems to happen immediately, we often forget the value of waiting. But remember, great things don't come immediately. They take time, effort, and patience to achieve. And when you finally achieve them, the joy and satisfaction will be much greater than what you could have achieved in a moment. Patience is not only a virtue, it is the foundation of all success. When you learn to be patient, you are not only training yourself, but you are also preparing for greater success in the future. Don't let impatience destroy what you are building. Remember, everything takes time, and patience will help you overcome all difficulties to achieve what you desire. So, stop demanding everything to come right away. Learn to be patient, use the waiting time to train yourself. And when the opportunity comes, you will be ready, stronger, and success will come to you more sustainably. Your destiny is not determined by what you achieve in a moment, but by your patience and how you use your time to prepare for great things in the future. 3. Push back negative emotions and practice compassion. Have you ever thought that your emotions are something that needs to be controlled, not simply led by them? Most of us go through life with a state of mind that is dragged by negative emotions, anger, jealousy, sadness, anxiety. But have you ever wondered, are these emotions really necessary or just a burden that you carry? Stoicism does not advise you to completely eliminate your emotion. No one can live without emotions because emotions are a natural part of being human. But the important thing here is that you must learn to control those emotions, not let them control you. You may think that anger is a natural reaction to being offended, but ask yourself, does that anger help you solve the problem or just make things worse? Marcus Aurelius, one of the famous emperors and also a Stoic philosopher, once talked about controlling emotions as an important part of life. When faced with challenges, he did not let negative emotions like fear or anger control him. Instead, he focused on how those emotions became the driving force, personal growth. Marcus did not deny the sadness of losing his teacher, but he did not let that sadness break him. He used it as a lesson to become stronger, continue on the path he had chosen. This is the key point that Stoicism wants you to understand. Negative emotions are not something to be eliminated, but something to be transformed. Instead of letting anger take over, turn it into patience and calmness. Instead of letting sadness overwhelm you, turn it into understanding and compassion for others. You don't have to deny your emotions. You do have the power to decide how they affect you. Look at your daily life. How many times do you let negative emotions overwhelm you, causing you to act in ways you later regret? How many times do you let anger ruin your relationships? Let anxiety prevent you from achieving your goals? These negative emotions are like invisible burdens that you place on yourself, growing heavier and heavier until they eventually crush you. Stoicism encourages you to push back against these negative emotions, not by avoiding them, but by facing and controlling them. You may think that controlling your emotions is difficult, but think again. What is more difficult, living a life driven by negative emotions, or learning to control them so that you can live a peaceful and happy life? Try practicing compassion, not only towards others, but also towards yourself. When you are angry, ask yourself why you are angry. When you are sad, find out the root of that sadness. You will realize that, many times, these negative emotions come from misunderstandings, from invisible pressures that society puts on you. Turn those emotions into motivation to develop yourself, to become a better person. Stoicism is not just dry teachings about discipline and self-control. It is a philosophy of life that helps you become the best version of yourself, not by denying your emotions, but by guiding them in a positive direction. Remember, you are not a slave to your emotions. You have control over them, and you absolutely can if you really want to. Let compassion, love, and empathy guide you, instead of letting negative emotions rule your life. Only then will you truly live a meaningful life, a life that you are proud of when you look back. 4. The importance of generosity and generosity in different aspects of life. Generosity, it sounds simple, but in fact, it is one of the most noble virtues that a person can cultivate. Generosity is not just about taking out your wallet and giving away a few coins. Yes, money can help others, but true generosity is much more than that. It lies in how you treat people, how you are willing to give your time, effort, and kindness to those around you. Have you ever thought that a sincere compliment can change someone's day? Sometimes a small word of encouragement can be more powerful than money. Generosity doesn't have to be expressed in big ways. It can be taking the time to listen to a friend who is having a hard time, or simply giving a friendly smile to a stranger on the street. That's generosity of spirit, generosity that comes from the heart. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Roman emperors, understood this better than anyone. He once said that he felt rich, not because of his material wealth, but because he was always able to help others. He knew that a person's true worth is not in the amount of money they have in their bank account, but in how they use what they have to make the world a better place. You may ask, why be generous? Why give when you are not enough? That is the biggest misconception that many people have. Being generous does not mean that you have to be rich in money. Being generous is how you choose to live a meaningful life, not letting material wealth bind your soul. The more you give, the more you free yourself from dependence on money. This not only makes you free, but also helps you nurture an open mind, a respectable character. In Stoic philosophy, generosity is not just an action, but a manifestation of a strong and independent soul. Stoics believe that by giving, we are training ourselves to not be bound by wealth and material things. They understand that possession is not happiness, but how we use what we have to bring happiness to others. This is what truly creates human value. Not only that, generosity also helps you control your emotions. Do you think that Stoics only know how to live in dry self-discipline with no room for emotions? That's a big mistake. Stoics do not deny emotions. They only know how to control them, guide them in a positive direction. They know that when you give kindness, when you act from empathy, from love, you not only help others, but also enrich your own soul. So stop for a moment and ask yourself, are you living a generous life? Are you willing to spend your time, energy, and heart to help others, not because you are rich in material things, but because you want to live a meaningful life? Remember, generosity not only makes you look good in the eyes of others, but also makes you feel happier and freer in your own soul. Finally, look at yourself and ask yourself, am I living as a generous person, or am I just hoarding wealth, only caring for myself. Open your heart. Give without expecting anything in return. Because generosity, my friend, is the path that leads you to a meaningful life, to a destiny that you are proud of. Live generously, as you deserve a life like that. 5. Respect yourself and others and nurture your inner values. Respect for yourself and others are two core elements in building a true person. A person who can live a life not only for himself, but also contribute to society. Have you ever thought that respecting yourself is not just a simple matter of keeping a promise to yourself, but also daring to stand up for the values you believe in? That is the steadfastness that Stoics always aim for. Take a look at your life. Have you ever felt tired of living up to other people's expectations? Have you ever lost yourself in the pursuit of pleasing society? That's when you need to stop. Look straight into the mirror and ask yourself, who am I really? What do I really want? The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, spent their lives exploring and strengthening their inner values. They did not let outside pressures change their nature, but instead built their character based on the principles they believed in. They knew that self-respect did not come from pleasing others, from holding on to what they believed was right and important. You can learn from him that self-respect comes from living according to your core values, even if it means going against the grain of society. However, respecting yourself does not mean that you should be locked into your own opinions and not listen to others. On the contrary, the Stoics encourage us to be open-minded and listen to different points of view, even if we do not completely agree. Why is that? Because everyone in this life has their own values, their own experiences, and you can learn a lot from them if you know how to listen and respect them. Do you dare to admit that sometimes differences are opportunities for you to become better? Do you dare to open your heart and learn from those you disagree with, instead of hastily dismissing them? That is the spirit that the Stoics always uphold. Marcus Aurelius, although he was a Roman emperor, never considered himself to be an all-knowing person. He always looked for the good in others, always listened, and even learned from those who had different views from him. That is how he built the community, creating greater common values for society. In your daily life, you should do the same. Don't let arrogance or ego blind you, preventing you from seeing the value of those around you. Respecting others is not just a simple act of politeness, but also a way for you to develop yourself, to see the world from many different perspectives. When you respect others, you are also respecting yourself, because you are giving yourself the opportunity to learn, become more perfect. Remember, a strong community is not where everyone agrees in their views, but where people know how to listen, know how to respect each other, despite their differences. And it is those differences that are the source of development, of new ideas, good values that you can contribute to life. Respect yourself and others, you will see that life is no longer a meaningless battle, prove yourself right, but a meaningful journey to learn and grow. Live with the spirit of Stoicism, uphold your values, but do not forget to open your heart to receive good things from others. When you do that, you not only build a happy life for yourself, but also contribute to creating a better society where everyone is respected and listened to. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. I really wanted to take a moment to express my deep gratitude to all of you for your amazing support and encouragement. Your continued support has made me feel truly grateful and motivated every day. I can't express enough how important your support has been to me, and it has helped me through so many hardships. I am so appreciative and grateful that you have always been such loyal and amazing viewers. Thank you all for always being there for me and cheering me on endlessly.